By reviewing our dynastic deployments, I have gleaned something of the defenses mustered by the Eupatridae. I believe the tomb of Chepka is defended only by a selection of canoptek constructs. The Grand Vizier trusts none but his mindlessly loyal engines to protect him. His caution is now his weakness.
Even if he has allowed himself to go unprotected by your dynasty's forces, his tomb is secreted far behind the active lines of battle. Even if it were feasible to lead the human invaders all the way to the Cryptex Haven, I would judge it deeply unwise.
I have no need of pawns in this matter, High Judicator. The invaders cannot reach Chepka before he realizes his vulnerability, but the Royal Guard can. I shall send my own forces to the tomb and render judgment upon the Grand Vizier.
He may not be as amenable to your verdict as you hope. Infiltrated the outer structures of Chepka's tomb unopposed, but soon encountered a laboratory entangled in arcane equipment, each device throbbing with power.
We must make passage through this chamber, but its contents promises only danger. Chepka has ever sought to harness powers that are beyond his mastery. His experiments are as likely to destroy us as any of his guardian constructs.
The explosion was as spectacular as anticipated, hurling bolts of prismatic lightning through the chamber and incinerating most of Chepka's experiments. The Royal Guard, raked by wayward bolts of power, made rapid progress through the smoldering ruins.
A million years of hate culminates in one shot. No enemy in my sight shall go unpunished. Fury of the Suns! The stars serve. All shall burn. The stars serve. glory of the suns. In my sights. Wrath made manifest. Punish them!
high-tech constructs are responding to our presence. Chebka must have slaved them to his personal command protocols. They will defend him to the last. Break through them quickly, before the Grand Vizier can escape us.
Punish them! Wrath made manifest! Punish them! Scour the foe! Fury of the Suns! All shall burn.
constructs should have answered solely to the throne, not been wasted in defending a usurper. One more transgression for which Jebka will answer. Advance to the sarcophagus chamber at once. We cannot permit the Grand Vizier to flee his stasis crypt.
With infinite regret, Honored Farguard, I must warn you I have detected gravitic pulse emitters within load-bearing structures throughout the tomb. They are placed to create a seismic event that will collapse the structure entirely.
Then this was nothing but a trap. Jebka sought to lure his enemies into an undefended tomb, that he might bury them within it.
Could he have discovered your plans to eliminate the Eupatridai?
This trap was crafted long ago, before I knew of the Grand Vizier's treachery. No, it was meant for whoever might hunt him to his lair, be they human or Necron. So be it. Jebka is not here, but we can still turn the situation to our advantage.
Regrettably, the door is also rigged with defenses. In this case, a set of overlapping lightning fields with the strength to atomically disassemble any who trigger it. The task was difficult and lengthy, for Jebka had employed the most arcane means of rigging the trap. Eventually, however, the lightning fields were deactivated and the door could be opened.
This was intended to be a swift and lethal strike. It now seems more of a siege.
Was stationed in the sarcophagus chamber, watching over Jebka's stasis crypt. He showed no recognition of Nefashar or the authority she carried.
I know this less noble. Zarikub, a lesser lord of our legions. You should be obedient to the throne, not to a mere cryptic. No matter his claims of grandeur, Jedka is not even present to be defended.
But the Lord did not respond. He continued his vigil as if Nevershah were but a lowly scarab, too meager to look upon Jedka's resting place.
The crypt is empty. This is obvious on all levels of perception. Jedka has addled your mind to force your obedience.
The response was a readying of the Lord's weapons, surely a prelude to combat.
This unfortunate has been corrupted by Jedka, then discarded. There is no hope for him. Put him down.
In my sights! No enemy in my sight shall go unpunished. Fury of the Suns! All shall burn! Scour the foe!
A noble who should have served the throne of Givroth well. Instead, he opposed his rightful ruler's authority at Jepka's command. Each time I believe I have grasped the extent of the Grand Vizier's wanton ambition, and each time his list of treacheries grows longer.
Nevershah had formed a plan that, in its brilliance, rivaled Jebka's own intrigues. She did seismic charges that laced the tomb to be dismantled. Instead, she left the whole elaborate trap in place, but with an addition of her own.
Cryptek Kynox, assemble the intelligence we have gathered on Jepka. His favored catacombs, the routes he frequents, his panoply of devices. Anything that might allow the Adeptus Mechanicus to track him down.
At once, honored Vargard. Jepka has often indulged in new forms of weapons technology that emit radiation of such magnitude and strangeness even the humans cannot fail to take note of it. Several examples of his craft can be found within that very sarcophagus chamber.
Then we shall plant the details all across this false tomb, displayed plainly enough that even the humans cannot help but stumble upon them. When the invaders are caught in Jepka's trap, if even one of them survives, they will ferry the seeds of the Grand Vizier's doom back to their leaders.
Honored Vargard, I bring tidings. Grand Vizier Jepka has gathered many of my fellow cryptechs for a particular task. He intends to occupy a human medical facility to acquire a more complete understanding of their under-evolved bodies.
An unbecoming obsession. This sect of humans replace as much of their born flesh as they can. What can he hope to learn from studying their unmodified forms?
He seeks to identify which elements they cannot do without. The better for our weaponry to unmake them. Any improvements are marginal at best, but I understand such experiments have become something of a passion for him.
The Grand Vizier's perverse exhibition grants us an opportunity. Jepka will take pains not to provoke a human response. Have units infiltrate this medical hovel to ensure the alarm is raised. The arrival of the Adeptus Mechanicus will catch him unawares and hand them an opportunity to destroy him.
A brilliant plan, honored Vargard. Truly a master.
I desire no blandishments, Cryptek. Only see it done.